Welcome everyone. Today you are going to learn how to create class and object in your C++. Object can be called as a real-time entity. This real-time entity may be any living or non-living thing. Example, mobile, laptops, cameras, and living object can be student, employees, customers, bank officers. These people are known as a real-time entity. If I go for class, it is a group of objects. In other words, a class can be called as a blueprint of how the object should be represented. It explains how the object should be represented. For example, if I am going to say Sony, Samsung, iPhone, Nokia are all objects, I can generalize all these brands into a simple term called mobile phone. So these brands are called as objects and this mobile is called as a class. So mobile is called as group of objects where it is a group of many brands. If I am going to say for another example, the students, student number 1 till student number some 200 may be the objects, and the commonality are everybody is the students, right? Everybody is the students. So here the students is called as class and rest other things are called as objects. Let's see how to create a class in your C++ programming. The syntax for creating class is keyword class followed by the class name. For today's class, I am going to take the employee class as an example. So class employee. Each and every class should end with a semicolon at the end. So a class is a collection of data members and then member functions. The main characteristics of object-oriented programming is data hiding. Data hiding is you are going to secure your data and that data cannot be accessible outside your class. How can I make that data hiding in my C++? It can be done using the access specifiers. So the access specifiers may be classified into 3 types like public, private and then protected. So today we are going to learn about 2 access specifiers, public and private. If I am going to declare anything as public, it can be accessible inside the class and also outside the class. If I am going to declare it as a private, it can be accessible only within itself. Here I am going to make this data as private and the member functions as public because I want to create the object outside my class and I want to access all these data. How I can do it? Only with the help of the functions. Let's go with the data members here. I told you the attributes are the employee ID, employee name and then salary. These are known as the data members. So the data type here is integer, employee ID, character array. I am going to have the name of the employee followed by the salary and the long data type. Now I want to get the data of all these attributes in the function. If you want to access this function, you need some objects. So this function should be made as a public access specifier. So I want to get the data from the user and I want to display the data to the user. How I can do it? With the help of the function. Let's start writing the function. So the return type here is void. I want to get the data from the user. I'm going to use void get data function. So the input statement for getting the input is cin statement, cin. I want to get the employee ID and then name and salary. Let's have a user friendly statement. Cout, enter the details like ID, name and salary. Now I have finished writing my function for getting the input. Now I want to display the output to the user. How I can do it? Using another function called void display. Void display. So I want to display the details. So go like this using cout statement. Details of employee are EID, /d, name of the employee /d for the space, and then salary of the employee. Now we have finished writing our class. Now we want to move for creating the object to access these classes. Let's see how we can do it. Let me write the main function in order to start my execution. As the return type is int, I have given the return 0. How can you create an object here? That's the question. So it should be with the class name followed by the object name. The class name here is employee, and the object, I'm going to create one object here, that is E1. Now I want to get the details of that E1 employee and I want to display it. How I can do it? Using the object name dot operator, go for the next function name E1 dot get data, and next one E1 dot, I want to go for the display data. Now I'm just going to save my program and then I'm going to execute. Yes, you can see the program is being executed. Now I want to enter the details like ID, name and salary. Let me write 10 as ID, name as Leela, salary as 60,000. You can see the details are being displayed, like details of employee are 10, Leela and 60,000. So this is how you will be creating the class, and you will be using the object to call the functions that is present inside the class. Thank you. Have a nice day.